येनाक्षर समाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनीं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्. So we were looking at Abhyasa 15 and then we have moved on to Abhyasa 16, which is a very important Abhyasa because some of the important concepts that we see in a lot of Sanskrit usages and I mean a lot of Sanskrit texts and a lot of Sanskrit speech is found over here. So we will look at that and then we move on to the Udaharanas. So first thing is the Shabdas, the Sangya Shabdas that are getting introduced. So you see, this is Pitr is Pita, Bhratr is Bhrata or Bhai, Jamatr is Jamata, Dharma is Dharma itself. Dharma does not really have a great English translation as well. Pratah Kalaha, that is morning. Madhyanaha, this is Dopahar. Sayankalaha is evening. Technically speaking, it's not evening. So evening and Sayankala are a little different, but still, for the time being, we can take that. Dinam is din, a day, and Vastram is a cloth or a dress, whatever. Daha, where is Daha used? It gets used in Nainam Chindanti Shastrani, Nainam Dahati Pavakaha in Gita. So we say Na Chainam Kledayantyapo, Na Shoshayati Marutaha, Dahati, Dahadhatu, Jwalati, Jalana, Gai becomes Gayati, Gayatah Gayanti, Gana, Gai, A Jod Hue is Pukarna, Abhi Jod Lash is Chahana, Krit Kritah, Gatah and Agatah. Kritah is Kiya, Gatah is Gaya, Agatah is Aya. And there are some Kalavachak avyayas as well. Pratah, Sayam and Naktam. These are avyayas. So a set of things have been introduced. A few proper nouns, a set of verb roots, and a set of avyayas, indeclinables. That is what they call it in English. अब पितृ शब्द के पूरे रूप स्मरण करो. भ्रातृ और जामातृ के रूप पितृ के समान चलेंगे. Let us go to that shabda, pitr. Very important here. Pita, pitarau, pitaraha. We say this thing, right? Pitari priti mapanne. Pita swargaf, pita dharmaf, pita hi paramantapah. Pitari priti mapanne. Priyante sarva devataha. And then we say Pitrin namasye diviye cha murtaha. Svada bhuja kamya phalabhisandhau. Pradana shakta sakalepsitanam vimuktida yenabhi samhiteshu. Those two verses we generally say, right? So, for the pitars or the ancestors, this includes one's own biological father and the ancestors. Now, pita, example use, I just told you, Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva or Pita Dharma, Pita Swarga, Pita Dharma, Pita Hi Paramantapa or other Pita Dharma, Pita Swarga. We need to see this. Wait, Pita Dharma, Pita Swarga, Pita Dharma, Pita Hi Paramantapa. Okay, yes. So, Pitarau. Where have we seen in Jagataf Pitarau Vande? So, one thing that we know of Pitarau then is that Pitarau is Pullinga Shabda, but in the Samasa, in a Samasa sense, when we say Parvati Parameshwarau, Parvati Parameshwarau is Itaretara Dvandva. We will talk about what these Samasas are. But Pitarau is also being used. So a Pullinga Shabda is being used for Shiva and Parvati. Jagataf Pitarau Vande. I pray to the parents of the Jagat, Pitarau Vande.
Is it does mm, does it mean that whenever a pullinga and strilinga will combine,
Hmm.
then it is the pullinga will which will precede as a suffix?
Not exactly, as in there is one more rule actually in Vyakarana, which is called as Ekashesha. Ekashesha
Yes.
has that kind of a thing where we say this thing, Putran Dehi. There was a huge controversy in West Bengal about Putran Dehi.
Yes. Yes.
So it is basically putraha cha putri cha, but
Huh.
by ekashesha it becomes putraha cha.
Yes.
In pitarau you can say it in one way that is true, because you can say that ekashesha might be used over here. You can say pita cha mata cha, but you are saying
Yes.
pitarau. So we can say that ekashesha is happening here. In that
Hmm.
sense, yes, pitarau can work, but then Ekashesha is just one of the things that is happening over here. As we know, apart from Ekashesha, we are also getting the Itaretara Dvandva. So when we say Parvati Parameshwarau, so we are not saying only Parameshwarau. So both kind of
Hmm.
samasas Kalidasa is using. This is a word from Raghu Vamsham, by the way. This is the Mangalacharan
When
Shloka.
it is said as Parvati Parameshwarau, does
Hmm.
it mean the Parameshwara of Parvati, or does it mean that Parvati and Parameshwara?
Parvati and Parameshwara. So it
Ah,
can it can
okay.
be both ways, by the way. So
Hmm.
suppose I say Somanatha, okay, Somasya Natha. That is one
Hmm.
possibility.
Hmm.
One possibility. Now the other
Hmm.
is, you can say Somahacha Nathahacha. Okay, this is also
Okay,
one.
Soma and Natha.
Hmm. Soma and Natha. It can also be like that. Somahacha Nathahacha. You can think of it in that way.
Okay.
Uh, but I had asked this question actually to my guru that, okay, when we look at uh, the name Omkaranath, what does Omkaranath mean in essence? Does it mean Omkarasya Natha? But then in our philosophy, Omkara is the Parapranava or Parabrahma. So in that sense, Omkarasya Natha would not be valid from a philosophical point of view, because we are saying Parapranava and Aparapranava. That is our standpoint. Now, if you say that way, then Omkarasya Natha is not a very tenable way of looking at things. Then we might have to look at the samasa that can be done over there. So the samasa that my uh, acharya had suggested was to make it as Omkarascha Nathascha. That is, one who is Omkara and one who is Natha as well. So in that sense. In the same way, this can also be done. So, for example, when you say Somanath, or when you say something like there is this thing Rameshwaram. It can be Ramah Yasya Ishwarah Saha Rameshwarah, that is Shiva, but Rama whose Ishvara is Rama, that is the way the Vaishnavas take it, right? The other
Yes.
is to take it as Ramasya Ishwarah Rameshwarah, or we can say Ramah cha Ishwarah cha. That can also be a possibility. In which case, it makes sense to say Rameshwaram. So Rameshwaram we say, right? So we will talk about
Hmm.
this in more details as we move on to other parts of Vyakarana. There it becomes much more easy to appreciate these things. But Parvati Parameshwaro is one kind of samasa that is happening,
Hmm.
certainly,
Hmm.
and that is Itaretara Dvandva, as I said. Other that happened is Pitarau, that is Ekashesha. So Pitacha,
Ekashesha.
Matacha, Pitarau we
Hmm.
said. So that can also
Will it
work.
ever happen like Matarao?
No, so Ekashesha has this thing that Ekashesha में पुल्लिंग को लेते हैं.
Okay. That is
So
what I'm asking. That if it is an Ekashesha,
हाँ.
that will it always be the pulling which will precede?
Yes, 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 yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there it is like that, and then we move. So that is one thing. Then
Hmm.
Pitaram is for Pita ko, and this is for do Pitaron ko, Pitarau. and then Pitrin. As I said, Pitrin, where did it come? Pitrin, we said this, Pitrin
Like
Namaste.
Vyagra and Vyagri, it will always be Vyagrau, isn't it? I don't
Vyaghrau.
know what is the feminine of Vyagra.
I also need to see that, but let us assume
Hmm,
that there is some Y name for it. It will be Vyaghrau in that case, yeah.
hmm.
Yeah. And then Pitra is Pita ke dwara, Pitribhyam. And as I said, this example, we recite this shloka every day actually.
Okay.
So that becomes Pitrin Namasyai Diviyecha Murtaha Swada Bhujak Kamya Phalabhisandhau. So Pradana Shakta Sakalipsitanam Vimuktida Yena Samhiteshu. So Pitrin Namasyai, I am praying to that. I am praying to those Pitaras. We are praying. So the point is, we are praying to multiple Pitaras. It became Pitrin. This is a double Rikara, by the way. So yeah, now Pitra, Pitribhyam, Pitribhihi is in the Tritiya. Then this part is, I don't know why they have repeated this. This is no, this is not Pitra, by the way. There is a mistake over here. Let me just check this part out. This is a mistake. Can you read what's written in your part 5 one? Can you just read what's there in your particular edition for this? Uh, this Chaturthi Vibhakti for Pita. I just want to see that because I have forgotten the Dhatu Rupa. I can just check it now myself also.
The Chaturtha Vibhakti for Pita.
It is Pitre, Pitre, Pitre,
Huh.
Pitribhyam, Pitribhyam. I got it. And then
Huh.
Pitu,
Pitre. It is Pitre.
yes, Pitre
Hmm.
Namaha, right? Pitre Namaha,
Yes.
Patre Namaha.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Pituhu, Pitribhyam, Pitribhi is Panchami. Then Pituhu, Pitrohu, Pitrinam, Pitari, we say Pitari Priti Mapanne, Priyante Sarva Devataha. So, Pitari Priti Mapanne. So, Pitame. So, there is Pitari and Pitrohu, Pitrishu. And we say
Hmm.
He Pitaha, He Pitarau, He Pitaraha. So
Hmm.
this is for Pita. Now we will use this idea uh, in so for Jamatri and Kartri and other such words also. But let me get into that discussion. This is Abhyasa 16, right? Abhyasa 16. एंड दह आदि के रूप भू के तुल्य चलेंगे. सो दह का रूप कैसे चलेगा? दह का रूप चलेगा दहति दहतः दहंती. वैसे ही ज्वलति ज्वलतः ज्वलंती एंड गायति गायतः गायंती एंड आहवयति आहवयतः आहवयंती. अभिलषति अभिलषतः अभिलषंती. एंड नियम 46. व्हाट इज दिस नियम? अधिकरण कारक में सप्तमी होती है. सो इफ देयर इज अ लोकस इन
Hmm.
विच सर्टेन थिंग्स आर लोकेटेड, वी से in that locus you use
Hmm.
saptami vibhakti. So sati saptami. So we use locus in that. So for example, सह पुत्र वसति, सह गृहे वसति, घर में रहता है. So griha
Hmm.
is the locus of his living. So griha में we used saptami vibhakti. In the same way, नियम 47, that is विषय में, बारे में के अर्थ में तथा समय बोधक शब्दों में सप्तमी होती है. This is something that we see in Bengali also. We say that আমি সকালে কল করব. So সকালে, প্রাতঃ কালে. So saptami. So in
Is
time
it
when you,
coming from Sanskrit only, the way that we are
yes,
speaking?
yes, exactly. It is coming from Sanskrit. Now, we say বিকেলে, বিকেলে আমি সন্ধ্যা আহ্নিক করব, right? So that is what is that বিকেলে. বিকেলে is from the sayankale. Obviously, বিকেলে ka B, where did it come from? I don't know, but this kale, this A thing is certainly because bikele is what? Bikele is, when I say bikele, it is boi kale. If you look at Sadhu Bhasha in Sanskrit, it is boi kal, boi kale we say, right? So in that, that is kal. Bikel ka kale is basically kal, and that is be kale in that sense. So it is Saptami over there. नाउ मोक्षे इच्छा अस्ति, मोक्ष के बारे में इच्छा है, सो व्हाट जिसके बारे में भी इच्छा या अभिलाषा है, इन दैट आल्सो यू यूज सप्तमी. सो वी से धर्मे रतिरस्तु भगवती, सॉरी, धर्मे मतिरस्तु. सो दिस इज वृंदावन अखंडानंद सरस्वती महाराज, महाराज श्री, he used to say this thing, that dharme, he used to bless like this. He used to say, Bhagavati Ratirastu, Dharme Matirastu, Dharma में मति हो.
I have a question here.
हाँ
Dharme, right? Dharme matirastu
हाँ हाँ
or dharme ratirastu. Now, dharma is a kind of an ধর্মটাকে কি বলবে এখানে এক্স্যাক্টলি, মানে ধর্ম শব্দটাকে কি
पुल्लिंग.
ক্যাটাগরি?
It's a
হ্যাঁ,
pull. This is pullinga.
no,
Dharma.
not like moksha. Dharma will be, it is not individual, it is not an, it is not a character, it is something of a quality, isn't it?
Hmm. It is a quality.
Uh-huh. Now, even if character is introduced like Shiva, and Shive Ratirastu, will it be
हाँ
like that?
that will also work, because the next thing that I said was
Hmm.
Bhagavati Ratirastu. It comes from Bhagavan, Bhagavantau, Bhagavantah. Its
Hmm.
Saptami roop of Bhagavan is, of rather Bhagavat is, this Bhagavati.
Won't it be Bhagavatya Ratirastu?
No, Bhagavat, no, no, Bhagavatya Ratirastu, it will not be, because Bhagavat Shabda is there. Bhagavat Shabda ka Saptami is Bhagavati. Like Karma. Karma ka Saptami is Karmani. In the same way, this is also a little different kind of word. We haven't yet looked at it, how it is developed and all that. But it appears that its last part, that is Saptami Ekvachanam, is Bhagavati, not Bhagavatya. There is a reason behind that. If you say Bhagavati,
It won't even become Bhagavate, because that will change the entire meaning of the word, isn't it?
Bhagavate comes in Chaturthi.
Yes.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya, we say, right? Bhagavate
Yes.
Ramaya, like that.
But Bhagavate means male.
Bhagavat is male, yes. So we say Bhagavati, Bhagavan me. And if you want to say, no, no, I want to pray to Bhagavati, where ta me, it is Dirgha Ikara. Okay. So you want to pray to Bhagavati Durga or Bhagavati Ganga. So in that case, Bhagavati Ratirastu will be, it will not be there. It will become like Nadi. So, so it will work like Nadi Shabda Rupa. So
Okay. No,
what we are
Nadi can become Nade, Nadi can become Nade, isn't it?
Nadi becomes Nadyam. So there it will
Oh,
become
Nadyam. Yes, yes.
Bhagavatyam. Bhagavatyam, as you said. Bhagavatyam
Yes,
is
yes,
also there.
Bhagavatyam. Nah, yeah, that is what I meant.
So
Hmm.
Bhagavatyam comes from that particular thing. So that is for if you are using Bhagavati, if you are saying Bhagavati. So we use a particular pratyay called the Neep pratyay. This is a Stri pratyay on Bhagavat, and it became Bhagavati. So that's the way in which it becomes Bhagavati. ठीक है. So So, or rather, there is one more such Panini Sutra which does this. So I would say, rather than Neep Pratyaya, I think, yeah, I think it's good to say there is a Neep Pratyaya over here. It looks like there is a Neep Pratyaya. Yeah, let me also check once. What will make it Bhagavati? Luckily I have the Ashtathyayi open here. So
Okay, I also want to ask another question.
yeah, sure, please.
That when this rule is being applied, this particular rule,
Hmm.
does it mean that the rule will remain generic for all Pullinga Vachaka Shabdas and all adjectives or qualities? Like Moksha, Dharma, Shiva, Rama, all Pullinga Vachaka Shabdas and all means what to say, nouns and all qualities.
उसमें क्या होगा तो? What I did not understand. हाँ.
Means all of them will have will follow the same principle of a etc. But when it comes to a female, then the rule will no longer be applicable, isn't it?
No, it rule is not applicable, we don't say that way. The thing
Hmm.
is that there are a certain set of sutras which govern how the Shabda Rupa is derived.
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
that changes a bit when there is a Linga Parivartana. So,
Hmm.
because of that,
Hmm.
so it's not an exception, but it's a different set of rules altogether that is applying to the Strilinga. Now, yeah, look at this. Nish Pratyay is getting used over here. So, Nish, not Neep, Nish Pratyay is getting.
So, like, Vrishali will become Vrishalyam,
Vrishali will become Vrishalyam, yes.
Brahmani, Brahmanyam, Sukari, Sukarya.
Yeah, and Kukuti is Kukutiyam, Nadayani is Nadayanyam, Katiyam,
Which one?
like that.
Which one?
Nadayani, I don't even know what that means, but Nadayani.
Charayani it is written. Nadayani I don't see.
Nadayani, na, this is na.
Which one?
This one that I'm highlighting with blue color. Can you
Okay,
see?
okay, Nadayani.
Nadayani. And
Nadayani will become Nadayanyam, isn't it?
in that way, yeah.
Hmm.
So that is how it is. Now this sutra can basically uh, probably come here. Let me check. I'm not even sure about this. Comes after a word denoting a jati or meaning a feminine and which does not moreover has a letter here for its penultimate. Okay. So what was the Bhagavat? Yeah. So in that Bhagavan, I think we can, or maybe we should not. No. In Bhagavan we cannot use this. Let me look at the other sutra also. Let me just check. We cannot use this one. I will not discuss the reason why we cannot right now, but let me just check the other one that can work here. Okay. SC Vasu is given, right? Here, SC Vasu they have given. Uh, Neep, no, this is also not used, but you know your guess only. Yeah, I was almost guessing that, but uh, Yunus Tihi. Not even this. So I'm sure it is Neep Pratyay, but what sutra is governing this, I'm not very sure about that. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is by the way, uh, this is Neep Pratyay. Yeah, this is correct. Uh, this is I think correct. Ugitash. Let me check. Ugitash. Ugi. हाँ, Neep Pratyay. Yeah. This is Neep Pratyay. Neep Pratyay we have to use. So I'm kind of vindicated now. So let me go into the other thing that is this one. So Madhyane, Sayan Kale, and then we are saying the Pratah, Sayam and Naktam के रूप नहीं चलते हैं. So प्राते we will not say. If you say प्रातः काले, काल में तो रूप चल जाएगा शब्द रूप, but प्रातः सायं नक्तम in themselves nakte we not say. We will not say nakta ye naktasya something like that. So pratah sayam naktam are like avyayas or they are avyayas. So pratah kal, when you say kal, sayang kal, then you can use the shabda rupas. Now, what else is there? This is a very central concept. That is, एक क्रिया के बाद दूसरी क्रिया के होने पर पहली क्रिया में सप्तमी लगती है. कर्तृवाच्य में कर्ता और कृदंत में सप्तमी होगी. कर्मवाच्य में कर्म और कृदंत में सप्तमी होगी. तथा कर्म में तृतीया. जैसे राम के वन जाने पर भरत गए. रामे वनम गते भरतः आगतः. सो राम के, सो जो गया और उसकी जाने वाली क्रिया दोनों पे सप्तमी. रामे इसमें सप्तमी एंड वो जो गए उस जाने पे सप्तमी. सो गतः का गते बन गया एंड देन भरतः आगतः. इन द सेम वे मेरे काम कर लेने पर मया मेरे द्वारा मया कार्यम कृते.
Bharataha Agata. What tense is this?
This is This one comes in the lung lakara or the past tense.
If spoken in Hindi, how will it be spoken?
Bharat, this is like Bharatah agatah. Bharat आए, भरतः आगतः, भरत आए या आए थे, कब, कदा, रामे वनम गते, राम के वन जाने पर भरत आए। अब कहाँ हाँ, and then you
I
can
how did Bharatah Bharat आए थे? How will it be spoken?
भरतः आगतः is भरत आए, भरत सिंपली भरत आए, इट्स रिटन ऑल्सो भरत, भरत आए।
हाँ.
हाँ, सो भरत आए। इन द सेम वे गुरु आगतः, गुरु आए। और
It is
रामे,
present tense.
हाँ,
It is present tense. Means Bharat Agata is also present tense, isn't it?
you can think of it in terms of present tense also. I mean, there is no restriction as such. At least this sentence does not convey that. So it's just like saying
Hmm.
Rame agate Sita api agata. Ram ke aane pe Sita bhi aa gayi hai. You can say like that. So
Hmm.
it is true, but in this sense, yeah, we are talking about a Pauranika sense. So I just said that okay, this is uh, Lang Lakara. But you can think of it in terms of the Pullinga, the Lat Lakara also, that is the Vartamana Kala. There is no
In
restriction.
any kind of example where both events are happening in the past and yet the same rule is applied, means
That's
both things are, the sentence is in a way that both things are very clearly in the past. Means I don't know who is Bharat and I don't know who is Ram. Means I don't know even that the event is happening in the past or the present, or means the for me the event is happening in the, both the event are happening in the past.
okay. So one very easy thing to do over there is to just add a word. If you want to say something like a remote past, for example, in this sentence, in the beginning itself, you can just add the word pura. बहुत समय पहले राम के वन जाने पे भरत आए। पूरा, बहुत
Okay,
समय
okay,
पहले,
okay, okay,
that
Pura. Huh.
means हाँ, pura also comes in the Puranic literature. Pura kale, all this will be used in English. We use this thing, right? In the days of yore, we will say in the days of yore. So in the days of
Okay.
yore means long time back in some previous
If I say Rame Vanam Gate Pura Bharatah Agatah, will it change the meaning?
it will not, because what happens is Sanskrit is a free order language. I said pura because that is the way we generally speak Hindi बहुत पहले, right? But Sanskrit is a free order language. So if somebody wrote Bharatah Agata Vanam Gate Rame, even that would be a correct thing to say. Which is why when you look at the shlokas, it is not always in a particular order, right? The words, you have to do an anvaya of it. You have to reorder the words, especially in something like Saundarya Lahari. There is a massive reordering of words that needs to be done to be able to arrive at a meaningful sentence. So Sanskrit has this problem, if you may want to call it a problem, that is a free order language. Being free order means that you can construct it like that. Bharataha रामम रामे वनम गते आगतः भरतः आगतः गते वनम रामे. All of these orders are possible. So you can basically take this from a maths perspective. 1, 2, 3. You are an engineer, right? So I'm just giving that example because you have done some maths in the past. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many ways can you arrange these 5 words? It is called 5 factorial, right? Permutations, arrangements, right?
Yes. Huh.
So that means that there are, what is 5 factorial? 5 into
5 into
4,
5.
4 into 3 into
Okay. 2 into 1.
2 into 1. That is 120 ways, right? This is
Yes.
4. 3 into 2 is 6. 6 into 4, 24. 24 into 5, 120. So there are 120 ways in which you can convey the same meaning.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is how it will work. So Sanskrit has that thing. But what is a more important thing in Sanskrit? If you want to, I will not do the Abhyasa today. Abhyasa I will probably record separately and give it. I will be in transit tomorrow, but once I reach my place of residence over there in Bangalore, I will probably record this Abhyasa part over there. But there is an interesting thing that comes from Nyaya. This is a thing that comes from Nyaya, but we also use this in Vedanta as well. That is, how do you say that a sentence is valid? Now, given that it is free order, given that it is free order, certainly it means that you cannot question in which order the words are coming. Now, what happens is we look for three things. We look for three very important things. That is Akanksha, Yogyata, and Sannidhi in a Vakya. What is Akanksha? Akanksha means expectation. So if somebody says that, hey Prantika, Anaya, Lao, you will say, Kim Anaya, Kya laye? Then I will say, Gam Anaya, Gau ko lao. So there is an Akanksha in a Vakya. Akanksha. Akanksha is required. That is, there is an expectation of something, and then you have to tell what exactly is that. You cannot say gataha or agataha. If somebody says that prantikta agataha, you will say kaha agataha, ko agataha, you will say. Then I will say bharataha agataha. Kada, you will say, then you will say kada, kab. I will say rame vanam gate. So there is an akanksha. You cannot say agataha and say this is a meaningful sentence. No, agata is not meaningful. There is an expectation of a filler over there. So akanksha. So a sentence must give that filler. So akanksha has to be satisfied. Then yogyata. What is yogyata? The sentence must be meaningful. It should make sense. So if you say karne pravishya gajah garjati, so the elephant is roaring, is making sound in by after entering my ears. Does not make sense. It is a meaningless sentence. So akanksha yogyata and sannidhi. So if you say namami today, you say namami today, or you say one day, you say one day today, and then I ask काम वंदे या कम वंदे किसको किसको प्रणाम करो किम वंदे किसको प्रणाम कर रहे हो and after a day or two you will say mataram. So there is a very long unnecessary gap between two shabdas. So there is no sannidhi, there is no closeness between two vakyas. So akanksha, yogyata and sannidhi are expected in a vakya to be meaningful. That is a requirement that even Vyakarana has, Vedanta has, Nyaya has, and then Rame Vanam Gate Bharataha Agataha. So you order it however you want, but please maintain these three criteria. You do not say Agataha, then after 3 days you will say Bharataha, and after another 1 month you will say Rame. That is not, there is no sannidhi, there is no closeness between the words. Agataha, you will say Gajaha, and I will say Putra, you will say Mama Karne, Mere Kan me. Not possible, right? Meaningless. So no yogyata in that case. So yogyata is important. Akanksha, Agataha, again if you say Agataha, I will say Ko Agata. Agata in itself is not a meaningful sentence. You have to tell me Bharataha Agata. So in a bare minimum sense that Akanksha also has to be satisfied. So
Yeah.
okay. So this is how it will work. Now, these are important even from a Vedanta perspective, as I said. Even for Vedanta, especially Advaita Vedanta, I can tell you that this is very important. All of these things. Uh, in fact, even in Mantra Shastra, you cannot say one part of the mantra today and another part of the mantra tomorrow, right? because that is not a sadhu vakya in that case. It is not a correct vakya of the mantra. And in that case, it is meaningless. It becomes meaningless. You cannot say idanna mama. You will say idam na, and then you will stop and say after 1 month mama. That will not work. It's not a meaningful sentence, therefore. So yeah, this is how it is. And I end today's session here. I'm avoiding the discussion on Ramodantam and other things because I am a bit tired. But what we will
Okay.
do is we will cover that part, Ramodantam and Abhyasa. Maybe I will do that separately as a record and keep these two things as one Abhyasa. And I will upload. I will upload this one today itself. I will upload the next part, the Abhyasa part of it, along with the Ramodantam, some translation. Maybe I will take 3 or 4 verses and do that also and put it together and give one more set of recordings tomorrow. But that will not
Okay.
be a class. It is just that I will separately record myself and add that.
Okay. Did
Okay.
you have a look through the Adbhuta Durga Saptashati?
I I did not. I mean, I think you sent me a PDF, right? Long back.
No, there is no PDF.
Okay, then
I
let
think
me.
I sent a hard copy, isn't it?
No, 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 no. You sent me a heart. 1 second. I will just I mean, we will
Please
take
check
this off
because
the
I was
record.
meant to send you a hard copy and I think I have sent.
1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Let me. What I will do is I will. We will talk about this later because I'm
Hmm.
recording this. This will all go in YouTube. So
Okay,
maybe.
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So येनाक्षर समाम्नायम अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृष्णं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्